I want you guys to leave here better than when you came in. Now, here's the thing. Some of you guys have lousy tools, right? And let's say, for example, you are a master, you're great at flooring, right? But you've been doing carpet for, who knows, since Shag came in, right? And now everybody's wanting tile. But you show up with tools to do laying carpet, Dude, I told you I wanted some nice tile up in here. I want 18-inch. I want porcelain. I want it laid this way. Well, I know how to do it, but I don't have the tools, right? Am I going to get the job? No. Absolutely not. And some of you guys have some lousy tools. I just wish I could see. No, and that's one-on-one stuff that I do. I don't do much of that, but here's the thing. I wouldn't put it up here like, look at this lousy tool, right? I'm not going to show you some bad examples. But I'm going to show you how to instantly get the right kind of tools in your business. Gary asked this question in the one thing, and it's, what is the one thing I can do? And he asks it around a lot of things, but have you ever thought about it to get more listings? What's the one thing I could do to get more listings such that by doing it, everything else would be either easier or unnecessary? What is the one thing you could do to get more listings? Let's hear some answers.
Make calls. Network.
Make calls, network. Who else?
Write letters.
Write some letters.
Knock on doors.
If you could do only one thing and nothing else, knock on doors.
Meet your neighbors.
Meet your neighbors, right? Who else?
Call as many for sale by owners as I can
Call some Fizbos. There's the Fizbo man right here, right? Now, I'm kind of crazy. Y'all know that. And this was a couple years ago. I was laying in bed and I said, I gotta catch this riddle. What's the one thing I could do? If I could only do one thing to make everything else, knocking on doors, calling Fizbos, calling my sphere of influence, farming, to make everything else easier, what's the one thing I could do? Y'all know what I came up with? It ain't the cowboy hat now. Become famous. Is that crazy? You should be well known. People should not be able to like, man, who's that Knolly Williams? No. People should know who you are. Why are you hiding your secrets? We have some secret agents up in here. You guys need to be well known, right? How does Gordon Ramsay charge what he charges for hamburgers? Y'all ever been to Ramsay Burger in Vegas? Man, $15 for a burger? I told the guy, I said, now, what kind of fries come with this? He said, sir, the fries are on the back page. What? We're $20 now. And it comes with a free drink, right? I get a second plate or something. Well, sir, the drinks are on page 3. Golly, $27 for a burger and fries? Now, I don't know, in Austin, I happen to know we got a place called Jack in the Box, right? And I happen to know this for a fact. $5.99, sometimes $6.99, depending on how they're doing it. I can get a burger, cheeseburger, with cheese on it, fries, a drink, right? And 2 tacos for $6.99. And you're talking about $27? Man, you see what I'm saying? But how can he get away with that? Because he's famous, right? And the burger was good, y'all. It was real good. I hope you're not hungry right now. But here's the thing. When you become famous, everything else that you do becomes easier. Now I'm talking about in your sphere of influence, you should be famous, right? So I started thinking, I said, well, what does a famous person have, right? Number one, here's the 3 secret tools. Famous person has what? A book, right? A book. I wrote this book for my sellers just so that it could leverage my time, right? And I encourage you, if you got a book in you, write it, right? This is an easy book to write. It allows me to connect with sellers. It took me about 13,000 words. And I can't tell you how many listings I've gotten just by having a book. You go to be on Oprah Winfrey show, they're like, you got a book? No, I don't have a book yet. Well, call us back when your book is out, right? But here's the thing, you can look famous before you are, right? And when you hand somebody something that makes you look famous, they automatically think that you're famous already, right? So it's a little bit of kind of, is it fake it till you make it? Yep. Huh? Yep. When I first got my real estate license, you know what my title was? Very first title I put on my business card? Realtor, somebody said. Who else? CEO. Listing specialist. Never worked with a buyer, never worked with a seller, right? I'm a listing specialist, baby, right? And I didn't say I was a top listing, right? I just said that that's what I specialize in. I haven't done one yet, but that's my specialty, right? Let me practice on you, right? But just having that on there gave people the confidence. They didn't even question, how long you been in the business? Nobody asked me that question. I'm a listing specialist. Why would they ask me that, right? So when I came up with my book, I said, I got to have a book, something that I can leverage my time, because I'm tired of saying the same thing to the same people, right? And plus, the last thing a seller wants to do is sit down and talk to Knolly Williams or you. They don't want to talk to you, right? Until they're really ready to list, because they don't want to be sold. People still want to buy, but they don't want to be sold. That's the reason why we don't like salespeople, right? So if now your name again is Cindy. Cindy's talking about, I'm thinking about selling my house. Oh, Cindy, you're thinking about selling it? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and leave you my guide. It's a complete guide to selling your house. I sell a lot of houses, by the way. And then I just back away. Cindy, I'm going to go ahead and call you. And now I just gave her an item of value. I earned her trust, and I backed off. I didn't try to close her, right? So now I've earned the right to call Cindy in 3 or 4 days. Cindy, how's the book coming along? Have you read the chapter on deciding to sell? What do you think? Are you ready to make that move, right? Then you have a chapter on marketing your home for sale, pricing your home, how to get it ready for the market. So now Cindy says, you know what? I'd like to go ahead and meet with you. Sit down, Cindy and I meet, and I say, Cindy, we just listed your house. We just signed the paperwork, and now I want you to read the chapter on getting your home ready for the market, right? Go ahead and follow. It's got checklists and everything, and then when you're ready to go ahead and put it on the market, give me a call. We'll come back. We already have the paperwork, right? So then now what happens? We get it on the market. How do we handle showings? You think that sellers remember all the stuff you tell them? I was going to say regurgitate. But you tell them, they don't remember anything you say. And God forbid you're not talking to both decision makers. Now she's telling the husband or the partner, and nobody knows what you said, right? The book, just go back to the source. Now we get an offer on the house, right? What happens? I send the offer to Cindy, and I say, Cindy, make sure you go back and read chapter 7. It's going to step you through the offer, and then call me with any questions you have, right? This little gem right here has duplicated myself and allowed me to save at least 2 hours on every listing I take, okay? So if you want to do 50 listings a year, that's 100 hours. How much is your time worth, right? And plus, it makes you look famous. Now we go to close on Cindy's house. Cindy, did I do everything that I promised I was going to do to get your house sold? Absolutely. I did, didn't I? See how I'm leading with the head like that? She's like, absolutely. Well, Cindy, here's what I want to do for you. I'm going to go ahead and give you 5 copies of my book so that anybody you come across, go ahead and just hand them a copy. Just put them at your cubicle, right? Now, somebody's talking about selling their house at the water cooler. Cindy runs to her cubicle. She gets my book. This my realtor. That's not your realtor. My realtor wrote a book. They're bragging on you, right? You teach them how to go out and get you business. Now, I give Cindy 5 of my business cards. What's she going to do with them? Throw them away. Right? She may not throw them away, right, because they got that nice-looking picture on them, but they're going to go right in her glove box, right? She's not going to go get my card and give it to anybody. She will give an item of value. Now I can call Cindy. Hey, Cindy, you already sent me several people. Are you low on books? Can I send you some more? Right? And your books are, that book that I wrote is only $2.50 to print them, right? And you only have to print as few as 50. Right? I used to teach my students all the time, write your book, here's the chapters, do it. And I call them up, and what happened? Cindy, have you written your book yet? What'd she say?
No, not yet.
I'm about to start on it. 3 months later, what'd Cindy say?
Still working on it.
Still working on it, about to start it. So I had one coaching student, he said, Knolly, can I just use your book? What? That's my book. Get your own book, right? But then I started thinking about it. I said, there's a way that I could do this where you pop your picture on here, you get your sponsors that completely cover the cost of the book, so you don't have to pay it's nothing out of your pocket, right? You get your handyman, home inspector, cleaning service, carpet cleaner, moving service, and painter, right? They each pay you $100 to be on the back of your book, so every listing you go to, you say, here are the people that I recommend to get your house ready, right? And now you're marketing this, a tag along, you're marketing them, they're marketing you, right? So that's something that I do offer. I'll tell you a little bit about that later if you guys don't want to reinvent the wheel. You got to get a book. When you're talking about becoming famous, famous people have them. The other thing that famous people have is a press kit. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you real quick my press kit, just so you can kind of see the kind of stuff, the crazy stuff that I do. So this is called a seller's kit. Seller's kit. right? It's a pre-listing packet, guys. And if you went for a job interview and you didn't send your resume in, would you get that? I mean, you wouldn't even get called, right? Nowadays, you have to win the listing before you ever sit down and meet with the seller, right? You got to win the listing before they ever meet you. You want them to do all the research. Don't force your sellers to go through all kinds of Google and trying to find out about you. Give them the information up front, right? So I'm going to show you the ingredients of a winning pre-listing packet. And we'll have some over here if you just want to thumb through mine, take my ideas, take pictures, whatever. So first we have the seller's kit. That's on the outside. Now, why do I put it in a gaudy yellow envelope? If it's mailed to you, you can't miss it. And if it's on your front porch, you want to get it off of there as soon as possible because it looks bad, right? What's this stuff on my front porch, right? So it's in a, by the way, when they get this in the mail, because some people are like, we either drop this off, our runner will drop it off, or we just mail it to them, right? It's like $2.54 to mail it. When they get this in the mail, they definitely, and the book and everything is in there, right? My hope, they definitely want to open it. They say, what is this? All right, they open it right away. It's got the big, you get those on Uline, ULINE.com. They're real cheap. They're pennies. I don't know how much. Yeah, get the envelopes on Uline. Yeah. They have all colors, right? I'm a yellow guy, so I do that kind of thing right there. I go for the craziest color like that, you know. So then let me just show you the how you use your pre-listing packet. Most agents don't have one, but you need to have one. You need to put one together. Number one, your marketing plan, right? That's the first page. Second page is your results. I call it real results. It's really testimonials, right? I call it real results. Then I have a big marketing for the book. You know, hey, look how famous I am. I wrote a book. By the way, when I go to a listing appointment, I don't have to tell them anything about me. That's embarrassing, right? You're sitting there for 20 minutes telling them how good you are. They already read all that. They're just ready to do the price. Like when hey, you read all the marketing, everything. Oh yeah, Knolly, I know everything you do. Great. Let's talk about how we're going to price your home so we can get it sold fast, right? Then I put the top 10. Remember, people like the top 10 list. So I have the top 10 reasons to trust the sale of your house with Knolly Williams, right? People are trusting you with their most valuable asset. You can't just trust, they wouldn't even trust their children with what they're giving you. This is their life savings. Their whole life savings is wrapped up into one bundle, and I'm giving it to Mike to handle for me, right? Do you realize if you take a $350,000 listing, what's your commission on that? I should have gone round numbers. $400,000 listing. What's your?
12,000 and 10,000.
I'm not hearing the right number. You took a $400,000 listing. What's your commission? At 6%.
48,000.
6%. So you guys are doing 3%. Like, oh, that's my commission. Do you know when I take a listing, I'm 6%. If it's at 6%, that's my commission. I'm just agreeing to give half of my commission to whoever brings a buyer. That's my commission. I can do whatever I want with it. Is that true or not? You can, you know, and so we have that practice of doing that. But let's say 400,000 times 3%.
It's 48,000 because I'm going to sell them.
Oh, look at him. He's making 48 grand, boy. He's on that trigonometry. I skipped that class now. That's another class I skipped. But that's good, Mike. I like that because you're thinking ahead, and that's how we should be thinking. What that seller is paying you, though, is $24,000. Did you realize that 40% of Americans do not make more than $20,000 a year? Did y'all know that? On one transaction, you're asking that person to give you what 40% of Americans don't make in a year, right? And it, you know, it may not be a big thing to us, right, because of how we live or our expenses, but it's a big thing to them, right? And you're asking them to trust you, so you got to give them reasons to trust you. The other thing I like to do is the 4 reasons homes don't sell. Here are the 4 reasons. Who haven't I picked on? Right here. Your name, sir?
Jason.
Jason. I know Jason. Jason, so I'm asking Jason, I say, Jason, do you realize that there are only 4 reasons why homes don't sell? Did you know that? It's either poor marketing, bad photos, you had a lousy agent, or price. Jason, which of these do you think affected you on the sale of your house when it didn't sell last time? What do you think? You didn't have good photos, right? Anything else?
Lousy agent.
Exactly, right? Jason, with me, I'm not going to let that happen. You're going to have a great agent, and we're going to get you professional photos, right? So what I just explained to them is that there are reasons why houses don't sell. I know what they are, and I'm not going to let that happen to them. Does that make sense? Guys, does that make sense? Yeah. You should have something like this in your this works really good with expireds, by the way. Now, Jason has his house on the market, right? We've been on the market for, let's say, 30 days. And I sit down with Jason, or Linda sits down with him and says, now, remember, Jason, there's only 4 reasons why houses don't sell. Now, we got the slick Knolly marketing plan, you know, that's not a problem. We already know that, right? Bad photos, we got that professional photo package. The photos are good, aren't they, Jason? Jason, what do you think about your real estate agent? Thumbs up. I wonder what the problem is. Jason, what do you think the problem could be? Huh? You see how I did that? Right? I just trained them on, now why is it, price is always a problem, isn't it? It's always price.
Always price.
But if you go telling a seller, oh, it's price, what do they think? You're trying to get an easy paycheck. Right. So I just showed you I earned my paycheck. You're not doing your job. You know, your job is to, you know, price is what they tell us that they give you permission, right? Now, and there's ways that you do that, right? Top 10 questions you must ask any agent before you list your house. This is money. This is a money piece, right? And so I give my sellers, like Jason, his home failed to sell, and so he calls me up and he talks like this: I'm interviewing agents. Now, whenever you hear that, what's that mean? They're acting, you know, well, Jason, how many agents are you considering interviewing for the job of getting your house sold? 2 or 3, right? It's always 3 guys, you know, sometimes they do it down to 2. Well, Jason, I think that's a great strategy. Let me ask you a question, Jason. What specific criteria are you using to decide who you're going to go with the next time around so you'll have success? What criteria are you using? Like, do you have any interview questions or anything like that? What are you looking for? I mean, what's your strategy?
How many people are going to be, when are people going to be coming through the house? How do you do showing?
How do you do showing? See, he don't even know what his strategy is. No seller does. I'm interviewing agents. Well, what's your criteria? They don't have any. Well, Jason, I understand what you just told me is that's a great strategy and what to do and how to do it. But Jason, I know the top 10 questions that you should ask any agent before you even invite them into your house. And what I did, Jason, was I put that together on a PDF. I mean, I can email it to you. All you have to do is ask them these questions over the phone. Jason, is that something that sounds like it might be helpful to you to use in your, you know, when you're going through this interview process? Absolutely, right? I'm going to go ahead and send that to you by PDF, and you should just use it. Don't have all these people traipsing through your home. Interview them over the phone, and then decide who you're going to actually sit down with. Does that make sense, Jason?
Absolutely.
And here's the thing, Jason. I work with realtors every day, so I know the top 10 questions to ask. Right? Now, what did I do? I just gave him an item of value. I made his top list. I made his job easier, and I gave him a system for doing the interview process. And by the way, when you go through the questions, it's the question, Knolly's answer, the other agent's answer, the correct answer. See how I put that? Did agent answer with a correct answer, yes or no? Right? Now, how many of these did I get right? 100%. It's my test. Do you wear a cowboy hat? Yes or no? You see what I'm saying? It's your test. Can you rap? Right? Did you go watch this movie last week? Right? I'm just kidding. But I mean, you come up with your question. Are you a dog lover? I mean, whatever, right? You come up with your questions and then you win the quiz. The rest of this is my top tips on preparing the home and then my top tips on showing the house. Right? I'm going to answer some questions in a minute, but I want to show you another money piece real quick, and that is the seller's homework packet. Make sure you have this in your pre-listing package, the seller's homework packet. And this is home features that we really enjoy, the type of person I think would love my house. How would you describe your house to a buyer? What are the features you like the best about the neighborhood? Now, they fill all this out. They use their adjectives, their nouns, their verbs, and then I write the ad copy. Right? And I send it back and I say, Diane, what do you think of how I articulate? Wow, you nailed it. How'd you get it so accurate? Right? See what I'm saying? I just used what they gave me. Right? I'm not going to tell Diane that, you know. Diane says, how'd you get it so good, so accurate, Knolly? Diane, I'm so glad you hired me. I really appreciate that you said that. I'm going to get your house sold. Right? I just reaffirmed to her that she made the right decision. Now go tell 5 friends, right, how good I am. Right? So don't keep it to yourself. Now, the second sheet is my home's upgrades. I want to know everything that they did to that house, right? I want to know all the interior features, interior, exterior features, anything. And if they did it themselves, I want to know not maybe how much they paid for it, but the value. So it's cost or value. If you did it yourself, put the value. If somebody else did it, how much did it cost? Because there is a lot of things that people do to their houses over the 8, 9, 10, 20 years that they don't even think of until they start filling out the sheet, right? And then Ken calls me up and says, man, Knolly, you know that house down the street, it went for about $12,000 less than yours, man. You think the seller's flexible on price? Ken, I'm guessing you didn't download the upgrades list, huh? Let me go ahead and send that over to you. We got like 18,000 upgrades up in this baby, right? Now the appraiser comes talking funny, right? Now I send this to the appraiser, right? Hey, buddy, some things are easily overlooked, guys. Even you'll overlook them. So you want to make sure you capture those and you pop that out on MLS. The other 2 sheets, I'm getting to the money part in a minute. Pay attention. The other 2 sheets are the most important criteria that we kind of put together for MLS, right? For MLS. And it's just check boxes. All the features, now this goes to Barbara. She just fills it in. She just goes on the MLS and inputs the listing. Now, who fills this out, me or the seller? The seller. Why does the seller fill it out?
They have the most knowledge.
They have the most knowledge, and what other reason? That's the number one reason. Liability, what else? It saves me time. Didn't I say I was going to save y'all time and money? Right? You go to your doctor, your dentist, and they say, fill out the PDF before you get here. Right? Bring it with you. Right? Now, Barbara calls them up and says, now you got the homework packet, right? Your name?
Sharmila.
Sharmila?
Sharmila.
Sharmila. Sharmila, you got the pre-listing packet from Knolly, right? And you got the homework, right, Sharmila? Yeah, I got the homework. Now what Knolly needs, Sharmila, is he needs you to go ahead and fill out that homework and have 2 keys ready when he arrives. Would that be okay, Sharmila? Oh yeah, I'll get that done. Now she calls to confirm the listing appointment, right? Sharmila, is your homework done? Oh yeah, I'll get it done right away. Now make sure you have that ready for Mr. Williams when he comes out and have 2 keys ready. I walk in the house, I see the homework packet on the table with 2 keys. What's that mean? I got the listing. I'm not even, my list, this stuff, I don't even need to go through that. Let's talk, you know what, Cindy? Now always acknowledge it now. Cindy, this is amazing. We're going to get top dollar for you. Oh, I love this. Wow, this is great. Spend about 30 seconds just telling them how great they are, right? Take the key, look at it, go check the front door. Cindy, let's go ahead and talk about price. You know, that's all the whole front, that just cuts you like 30. You don't have to tell them anything about how great you are or any of that kind of stuff. Does that make sense, guys? Mm-hmm. Right? This is the power of having a pre-listing packet. Let me pick up my toys. Having a pre-listing packet up front, because sellers appreciate it. You save them time and you save yourself time. Okay? The third tool that you want to have is video. Okay? Every one of you should have a pre-listing video. Right? We have a pre-listing video that we send out to all our sellers. We make sure that they watch our pre-listing video before they sit down with us. And that's a 10-minute video, right? It's a long video, but guess what? This is their most valuable asset. They should spend 10 minutes listening to what Knolly Williams has to say about how he's going to get their household, or what you have to say, what Jana has to say, what Cindy has to say. They should spend that, and it could be 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. What I've done is I've partnered with video people all across the country where I go. Here in Austin, it's Austin Pro Video. That's who we use. If you want a great video, Austin Pro Video, they're the people that can get it done. I believe that this one, there's a place for like the YouTube quality videos, and there's a place for your professional videos for famous people, you know. This is your movie, right? You got your book. Look at this. You got your book, you got your press kit, and you got your movie. You're famous, right? Those are the ingredients of a famous person, and that's what you want to have in your arsenal whenever you're working with your sellers. It's going to help you get more listings before you ever meet with them. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So far? Okay.